coming to you today from the oldest and greatest news talk stations in America and here in Evansville, Indiana, News Talk 1280 WGBF. Today what I'd like to talk about is freedom. Freedom is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm afraid that we as Americans are taking freedom for granted. Every war that has ever been fought in the history of the world has been fought for two reasons. Okay? One, someone tried to take freedom away. Two, someone trying to defend freedom. Well, America has got a rich history of defending freedom. And you know, if our founding fathers were alive today, I believe they would be, well, let me back up a little bit. If they were alive, I don't think we would be in the situation that our country is in right now. Secondly, I believe that they're rolling over in their graves because of what is happening to the great country that many of them fought, died, lost everything. The history of this country is filled with great people risking their lives, risking their fortunes, so they, their family, and future generations could be free. And you know, fast forward to today, the vast majority, and I'm sorry, this is probably going to offend some people, the vast majority of Americans, I don't think care. You know, they take freedom for granted. You know, let's take a look at the Second Amendment. Okay, it's basically, in layman's terms, the right to keep and bear arms. Now, a lot of people want to read something into that it's not. You know, it's real simple. The right to keep and bear arms shall not, I quote, shall not be infringed. It's pretty simple. Our founders were pretty smart. Let's go back to World War II, okay, talking about the Second Amendment. And what I'm about to say, if you love America, okay, and you love the Second Amendment, I want to salute you right now. Because what I'm about to say, sometimes it kind of makes me tear up, because when you look back at footage of when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, soon after that, the Emperor of Japan wanted to attack America. Well, as most emperors have, they got people that you know, bow down to them, but this particular emperor had somebody that he really valued his opinion, and he was the admiral of the Navy, of the Japanese Navy. Well, he told the emperor that he thinks it would have been a bad idea to attack America. You want to know why? This was a quote from the admiral of the Imperial Japanese Army. He told the emperor that it would be a mistake because behind every blade of grass, there's a lot of blades of grass in America, there would be an American hiding with a gun. Does that not make your heart swell with pride to know that back then someone said that about us? It does me, okay? Now the next thing I want to talk about is taxes, because you're talking about freedom being taken away from us. Okay, there's no better way to look at the lack of freedom with the tax structure that we have right now. Okay, I got my paycheck today, and when I look at it, I always look at what I take home, but I look at it what I should have taken home. Okay, there's income tax, which in 1917 the income tax was enacted, was supposed to be on a temporary basis. But of course, fast forward almost 100 years, was it temporary? Absolutely not. Once the government gets their hands on something, especially money, they're not going to give it back, guys. You can forget about it. Well, it was supposed to be enacted to pay for World War I, okay? And you know, a couple of years, taxes coming in, okay guys, thank you for letting us have part of your hard-earned money. That's it, we're giving it back to you. Didn't happen. Well, again, fast forward 100 years, how many taxes are coming out of our payroll checks right now? Okay, there's federal, state, local, county, dog catcher, I don't know. Like I said, right now, I feel like my head is about to explode, because I can promise you, and I know every one of you out there listening to this feel the same way that I do, I could do with my money a lot better than what the federal government can. Because let's face it, they waste it, okay? They take it from us and waste it. If I want to waste my money, if you want to waste your money, that's okay. It's your money. It's not the federal government's. Now, the government has to collect some taxes. They got to pay for roads. They got to, you know, they got to fund an army. They got to do the basic things. but not the stuff that the government is taking right now, taking our tax money and spending it on. If things that the government, like the $800 hammer, if things like that don't make your blood want to boil, I don't know what will. And I want to talk about something from a local standpoint here in Evansville, Indiana, Vanderburgh County. How many of you watching this have ever been to a city council meeting? If you haven't, shame on you. Okay, I have. I went down there one time to talk about, I wanted to talk to someone about my property taxes because they doubled in a year. Now, I don't know about you, but when you have a bill that doubles in a year, you kind of want to get some answers, or at least I do. Well, I'm telling you, I went down to the city council meeting and absolutely none of the 8 or 9 city council members could give me an answer, other than they'll have to look into it, which is BS. You know, they're not going to look into it because they think I'm not going to come back. That's what the government thinks of us right now. We can ask a question and we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to put our tails between our legs and namby-pamby be on our way back home and hide in our house until something else comes up that we want to ask a question about. And if we don't get the right answer, they know we're probably going to stop. Well, I can tell you guys, that's what this country was not founded on that. The people that founded this country gave their lives, their fortunes, their family, their futures for freedom. And what are we doing about it today? Absolutely nothing. Again, that's going to offend somebody because I know there's somebody out there right now calling the congressman, writing the president, trying to get some answers. And when they get so far up the governmental chain and don't get the right answer, they give up. Well, what if our founders had given up? Where do you think we would be today? We would still be under a tyrannical rule of England or Britain. We'd be limeys. Okay, that just kills me, guys. So I want to ask you something. You know, I want to challenge you. You know, the city council meetings are, I think, every Monday night still around 5 or 5:30. You know, I would like to challenge you. It's down at the Civic Center. I think it's in room 300 something, kind of across from the mayor's office. You might want to tap the door and ask him, you know, about property taxes sometimes. I don't know. But that's where it is. Go in with some things that you would like to challenge your city councilman, you know, to give you an answer to. Let me ask you another thing. How many of you know who your city councilman is? Again, if you don't, shame on you. Because you can find out every Monday night here in Vanderburgh County if you will take 30 minutes and go down there and attend. You might learn something, okay? So I tell you what, until next time, this is Rob Belt coming to you again from the great studios of News Talk 1280, GBF. Until next time, God bless you. Merry Christmas, not happy holidays. See you next time.